Hello everyone, how's it going? It's L King One. This is my week 4 for the MMC. Huge shout out for Forza for sending the footage, and then that lapsed. So since he posted the video, I was like, might as well use his footage. So you can see here the team I brought. It is a Specs Dragapult Modest, a FizzDef Corv, a Bandit Urshi, an AV Terra Fairy Mesprit, a Scarf Gren, and then Belly Bolt just as an electric type because I think he had Moltres and it was Spadef. So here I think I'll lead Gren because I can U-turn out on anything. Yeah, good luck, have fun to Forza. So you can see here it's communicating a little. I was actually away, so I didn't record this. I was just lying in bed playing the Switch. You can see here he leads more Pekko. I'm like, all right, I calculate. U-turn, I think it did 77 to 93. So I was like, oh, this is quite easy. I should be able to pivot out. One, if he stays in, right, I can always go Belly Bolt because that should be able to kind of deal with it. Or two, what I can actually end up doing is, whatever he kind of clicks, baiting out that switch. So you can see here, he doesn't want to lose the hungry mommy. So he goes into Spin Mommy, which is a Hitmontop on my U-turn. You can see here, obviously he figures out I'm Protean, but like what Greninja isn't Protean. And I'm like, all right, I run the calc. In theory, Adamant Bandit or Shifu Surging Strike just mollywops a max HP Hitmontop. And I'm running this calc on my phone because I didn't have a laptop. I'm like, all right, like, seems good to me as I then go into Urshifu, right? So Forza is kind of contemplating what to do, and I'm contemplating as well because he has Mismag and Ogerpon. If I click Surging Strikes into an Ogerpon, whatever, that would kind of suck. But if he goes Mismag, and I click CC, that's also bad. So I'm contemplating what to do here, and I'm like, okay, like, I'm going to click CC because if Mismag comes in, all I have to do is go Belly Bolt because Belly Bolt pretty much eats. So as you can see here, he pivots out, pivots into Mass Mommy. I'm like, oh my god, this thing gets nuked. The calc was 123 to 144. So yeah, yikes. As you see, I click CC, and what he does here, I mean, pretty smartly, considering he's calcing on Banded, right? He's like, uh-oh. That thing certainly mollywopped my my Ogerpon, right? He's like, all right, I'm going to go into Mismag, right? I don't know anything about this Mismag. I don't really want to let Urshifu just sit in and take damage, so I'm like, all right, like, doesn't have Moltres, which is what Belly was mostly here for. So I'm just going to go hard Belly Bolt. As you see here, Forza the absolute GOAT decides to give my Belly Bolt a cute little Burberry scarf to wear around its chubby little neck. I don't know how they fit, considering Mismag's neck is quite small and Belly Bolt, I mean, doesn't really have a neck. So you can see here, right, Forza's contemplating what to do. And I'm also contemplating, right? Because I have Volt, Chilling Water, I think, Toxic, and Slack Off. And I'm Scarf. So I'm like, all right, if I Volt Switch into a Garchomp, that'd be bad. So what do? I click Toxic, as I always do. Because that's just how I roll. And you see here, right, I have the Chomp pretty low. Or Toxic, excuse me. As I pivot out in a Corv, because what I was thinking was SD Fire Fang, right? And like that doesn't 2-hit KO. As you see here, he clicks Scale Shot. I'm like, okay, this isn't the best, but as long as he doesn't Scale Shot twice, I should have Scarf Gren in the back. You can see here, raises his speed, and I'm like, all right, I'm just going to U-turn out. Makes the most sense. As you see here, he misses Fire Blast. It's actually really big. Fire Blast did 57 to 67, ran the calc after the game, especially with the E-Belt. But knowing now that he's +1 speed, doesn't have a switch into Ice Beam at all. I'm like, all right, might as well click it here. It's not like Garchomp gets priority. If he goes Val, it's 2-hit KO'd. And a Specs Val never kills Gren from full. So I transform into Ice type, kill it. That's another Mon down. I've been liking Gren these first 2 weeks. Yeah, 4 kills in 2 weeks. Pretty decent. Kind of that and Urshifu on one team is certainly annoying. And you can see here, now Forza's contemplating what to do, since considering I scarf myself on Ice Beam. And Forza ends up... I don't remember. This could be the beginning of the end. Forza, I think, goes into Morpeko. I should have just stayed in. Looking back at this now, I'm like, no way Morpeko kills me with anything here, right? I am scarfed, so I should just Ice Beam twice. But what do I decide to do instead? I'm like, as the defensive player I am, I'm like, well, might as well go Belly Bolt. Like, can't kill it. And you see here, I'm really contemplating what to do, and I end up going Belly. As a Aura Wheel, obviously it's resisted, but I'm just chilling out in my bed, and I realize, I'm like, oh my god, this thing is gonna be a threat. Like, it is not gonna go well for my poor team. I'm like, alright, like, do I Toxic Volt Switch? That's what I'm deciding between right now. I'm like, do I really think he's gonna stay in and take another Toxic? I didn't think so. So I was like, alright, like, maybe I'll catch a Mismag coming in as he just Aura Wheels. And I'm like, oh god. Volt Switch out. I forget, I think I go Corviknight first. And you'll see here, I'm really kind of contemplating because this is a kind of pivotal turn. I'm sweating. I've always liked Morpeko. I think it's pretty good. No, I go Gren, sorry. As then I realize, oh crud, it pivots back into being an electric type. And I'm like, okay, I thought I was trying to get the 6-0, and I'm like, alright, like I have to sack something here. Like I should not be irresponsible. And honestly, I was looking at my team, and I was like, oh my god, Morpeko absolutely cleans everyone up. Like, at this point, I genuinely thought I was going to get 6-0 by Morpeko. I know I have to let Belly go down here. And I look at my Switch, and I'm like, oh my god, like, what do I go into? Like, I think, like, I might be screwed. And I'm looking at my team, and the coverage that Belly Ball has, I, like, calced if Urshifu lived, and if it was Adamant, it was iffy. But then I realized, I'm like, alright, like, Terra Mesprit. Just Terra and Dazzling Gleam. It should be fine. I can keep my AV and live 2 Specs Val hits, right? That was what it was here for. And I'm like, alright, I'm just going to Terra. As you see here, Forza clicks Knockoff. I haven't seen Val come in at all. I don't know if it's boots. I don't know if it's booster energy. I don't know if it's specs or banded or whatever. But here I kill off the Morpeko, the biggest threat on Forza's team. Currently 5-3, I believe. And I forget who Forza goes into, but I believe this turn he goes into Spin Mommy. I don't know. Good on Forza for naming every single thing after a mother. But I don't know why everything is named after a mother. And you see here he goes straight into Spin Mommy, and I need to keep health on this just because like I need to switch this in after Val clicks a Specs Moonblast maybe, so I can live one hit and then kill it. So I pivot out into Corv. Who had a pretty decent range of health. Has a triple axle, which does a chunk. And if I was really thinking, I don't remember if I had Ironhead or Brave Bird. I think I had Brave Bird. If I was really thinking, I probably should have clicked it. But what do I click instead? I'm like, alright, like I can use this to get initiative here, right? So as they switch out into Spooky Mommy, or Spook Mommy, excuse me, with no Scarf, I click U-turn, because I'm like, alright, Dries has been harping on me for weeks to play more offensive, so that's what I'm going to do. So I go into Specs Val, or Specs Dragapult, and I was like, oh, this just kills. Like, what are they going to do? They're not Scarf anymore. I'm just going to kill it. As they, I don't know why I didn't think about this at the time, click Terra Fairy. And I'm like, oh, that's great. I do outrun a lot of Forza's team with Modest, so I was able to put like 72, 76 HP EVs. And you'll see here, this does a chunk. And with those EVs, I'm able to live, right? As Forza's now, I'm just going to click Shadow Ball again, right? It just makes sense. And I pick up a KO here. And then here is an important portion. Val with 48 HP EVs is a 50-50 OCO from Modest. That's an important calc. Forza, I think, actually had 48 defense EVs. So if I was timid, it was a 6% roll in my favor. But I'm not timid. I'm modest, which everyone knows is true, right? So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to Shadow Ball. I have Aquajet in the back to pick this off if I need to, and it dies. Forza thought it was a 6% roll, so obviously, like, mid-battle, I'd be pretty pissed too. But it's actually a roll in my favor. So, yeah, just want to call that out. Obviously, Forza's now calking and getting pissed that he just got hacked, but there was no hacks. And I'm thinking here, right? I'm like, all right, do I really want to switch out? And do I want to keep diff on Polt? And the answer is yes. I would rather have Polt have the kills, so in comes Cormanite. You see here now, he kills triple axle. And I was like, do I live a second one? I'm also Boots, so I for sure lived a Fire Fang. So I'm like, all right, do I live? No, I die. And now it's really who do I want to bring in? So I send in the Urshifu. It's an Adamant Bandit Urshifu. And Surging Strikes just nukes. Like, absolutely nukes. And you can see here, right, clicks Earthquake. 1, 2, and 3. I can't believe I crit him. I'm a big hacker. But yeah, that was my week 4. And thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Bye.